Welcome to Season 3 of This Is How My Brain Works, the podcast about living, thriving, and laughing through the ups and downs of neurodiversity. We explore the real stories, the real struggles, and the real strengths that come with thinking differently.
Hey everybody, welcome to another show of This Is How My Brain Works. Alongside Michael, Krista, and Sarah, I am Jason. Today, we've talked about time blindness. Today we're going to talk about image blindness. Is that the correct word, image?
Sure. I think the title of the picture is mind blindness, but I think actually, but in some ways, I think image blindness is a better descriptor. Really.
Well, the reason I used image blindness is because for some reason, images don't just pop into my head as soon as something is introduced. That's right. What I'm saying. It does not pop into my head. For the three of you, apparently it does.
So should I show the graphic?
About it, share the graphic of the apples. As a kid, to go to sleep, I would close my eyes and I would try to see the blackness, the darkness. And my brain would go round and around and around. When I close my eyes, I don't know that I see black. I couldn't focus in on the color.
So let's just go through real quick so we can just get rid of this and go back to
Here's our graphic.
Our faces, right? So where is everybody on this graph in terms of how you see the apple in your mind?
For those listening, we have a graphic with 3 or 5 silhouettes of a human head with an apple inside each, to varying detail in each of the heads. The last head has nothing.
And the first head is hyper realistic, like a light, like you can see the light on the apple. You can see it's multicolored. It's probably a Fuji, might be a Fuji apple.
Fuji or a Gala, yeah.
Or a Gala.
Yeah, Honey Crisp.
Honey Crisp could be a Honey Crisp or
with
a Pink
leaf.
Lady.
And then we sort of go, and then 2 is more of a like a drawing of an apple that
almost like a stereotype of an apple, right? Like,
yeah,
it's the red apple
and then
on the teacher's desk.
And then we go to a black and white apple, and then we go to just sort of a gray outline of an apple, and then number 5 is nothing. And so the idea is, how do you, when someone says an apple to you or asks you to picture an apple, what do you see in your head?
I don't know that I see much. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, certain images pop into my head, but apple did not. Apple didn't come up into my head. I just used apple, and I can't even go inside my brain and figure out whether or not I saw an apple.
But I think it's even more than that, Jason. It's just if you forget about the apple, if you think about, like, that's why I asked.
Well, now I can't forget about the apple.
But whatever it is, when you see an image in your head, do you ever see an image in your head? And if so, how detailed is that image?
I do see images.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I think because I don't know why.
And do your eyes have to be closed? Because I will often meditate in imagery with my eyes open and find it clearer than if my eyes are closed. In my mind's eye. So while Jason is ruminating, Sarah, I don't hear you. Why do I not hear you?
Because I muted me because the dog was snoring. I'm sorry, y'all. So for me, I do this thing. My best imaginings are if I'm laying down on my stomach with my eyes closed. I can picture it the most clearly.
Interesting.
And
so then you're a whatever the most detailed is.
Which is the I see hyper realistic. Although I take that back. For the most part, I see hyper realistic about stuff that I have seen in real life. If I have not had a real thing of it, I cannot imagine it necessarily. I'm more at the 3, that middle range. And sometimes if I really don't understand it, I'm at the obviously 2 and the 1, the like
Yeah,
gray outline or the not a thing at all, and just kind of an idea or a
I
feeling.
am never in black and white. So even if it's like sort of
Yeah, that's
translucent,
yeah. You're
it's
right.
never black and white for me. It's always in
It's just
color.
because that picture we were showing had
Yeah.
referencing that, but you're right. Unless it's like, for example, if I were imagining having a dream about an MC Escher picture, then
Well, it is black and white.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not that clever that I would plug in colors to it. I'm
Right.
sure
What about an M. Night Shyamalan?
I can't say the name, so I can't imagine it.
Okay.
Michael, you?
Mine is
Yeah.
I think a little bit more on the vivid thing. I like the number 2 where it's like maybe not the actual apple, but like a uh I feel like I attach um emotion to things or attach like a maybe an idealistic or um um like a vivid representation of what it is, like a heightened sense of what it would be. Like if someone's talking to me, I think it will be the imagery that will get triggered, or it's usually like heightened things that, and it's probably like a dopamine response or something, or like a um serotonin response or whatever, because you're engaged, but it's just kind of like um I don't know if it goes into that impulsivity place, um, because I will a lot of times have narrative, or like if someone's talking, I'm like, that would be a funny thing to say. That would be a funny thing to say. That would be a funny thing to say. It's like, but I can't because it'll just derail. It'll just keep derailing. Same thing I think that happens with the imagery. It's like what will kind of pop into my head, and it's usually, like a heightened or a dramatic, I think, picture of it. Um,
What
so
an
I think number 2 for me.
what an interesting thing to link together. The impulsivity with the heightened picture in your mind of certain objects.
Well, if somebody said to you, like cow, giraffe, elephant, it's sort of like, do you have to clear all those images? Because I will have to say that as much as I have images happen in my head and whatever, if I'm in a rapid fire conversation with somebody, I don't have to, I don't have to see all of those objects in order to sort. And I know there are people who are like that, right? Like if you were to rapid fire objects at them, their brain cannot sort of clear through that without seeing it in their head first. Like that's happening. And I will have to say that if I'm in something like that, I'm not like, it's not a barrage of images that I have to clear in order to move forward. I just, in whether it's reading books or having conversations with people, or when when I direct and I ideate ideas, that's all incredibly, that's why I say I have a very robust mind palace. Like it's very
Yeah.
robust in that
Well,
space. But I don't have to like clear it. Like
Yeah.
I don't
what in that, where does like synthesizing information fall into place then? Like you're listening to this thing, you are basically making sense of it, contextualizing it, applying it to, what you're talking about. It's like sometimes I won't I feel like um so much gets spun up, um but the synthesizing of it um takes a while. I'll be like, okay, now hold on, let's go back to this. Now, to your point, Krista, as far as like I'll need some understanding of it before I'm able to move on. Like the foundation has to be built in a certain way for me to like jump
yeah.
to make certain leaps. And so then I'll just kind of be built like the scaffolding, the thing. And
Well,
so
but don't you
I
think, Michael, that part of that is sort of the category of the information you're trying to synthesize, right? Like if I'm trying to synthesize directions to the donut place, to bring back something that Sarah said, I'm going to have to, like, I literally have to sort of, you'll see me, I'll be like, okay, so if I'm going straight and it's on the right and I'm going to like turn, like I'll even my physically, I'm trying to figure out in my brain, I need to see that. I need to see certain things to really synthesize certain information, which probably goes along with the fact that I have the ability to see things sort of in my mind,
But
right?
that's different than just giving
But
like an
correct.
object.
Right.
Yeah, I guess
When I read
we've
a
kind of
book,
gone.
I have to do
I've
both.
created a whole story. It's in color. It's like I see the characters, all that is in
Yeah.
my head. If you're giving me directions, I'm like, wait a second, just like Michael was talking about. Okay, now wait, don't just rapid fire the directions at me. Give me a second. Okay, I'm like, oh, right next to the target, right past the target, there's that place where
Right.
Well, this
But
is
don't you know
interesting.
that there are people who get directions, Jason, who don't, like, I'm like you, like I need that. So is it right by the blah, 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 or is it down the street? Like I would rather you give me the rural directions. Like you're going to like stop at the tree and then take the right than to tell me street names. But I think that there are people who are not like that.
But even when
Well,
you said animals, just 2 minutes, you were like cat, giraffe, elephant. They were popping into my head.
See,
They
okay.
were.
See,
And they're in color.
there
I
you
think,
go.
yeah, no, and my dreams are in color usually.
Yeah.
My
Cows,
dream in
giraffes,
color.
the third
Because you
maybe
know,
Also
there's
color. I can also
maybe
color.
there's like a performance thing that
you know,
pops
so
up, like,
color.
okay, you
I caught that,
like
Dave.
trying to conjure the blackness before you go to sleep or whatever. It's like when you're putting a certain amount of pressure on it, when it's like, okay, you need to perform right now. And then maybe there's a hijacking that happens where your brain's not allowing you to go there.
And that's
But
what
if it's more
happened with the
relaxed,
apple.
yeah.
Yeah.
What happened with the apple? It came
Yeah.
upon me suddenly. They're like, what do you see? Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can't even.
I feel like I should call you Adam in this. You can't see the apple. You didn't eat it. It was Eve.
I don't.
Mm.
I don't.
That was bad.
But
You want to get that out in post, Michael?
I
No,
can't.
it's
I
in.
visualize. I think it maybe was just this apple example.
Well,
Same
yeah.
way you're talking about the blackness when I closed my eyes, when I was closing my eyes at night, my brain was just going bananas. Like, do you see the black? Is that black? And then images would start to come, after a while, like faces and like weird like things
Right.
start to come.
So now that we've cleared that up,
What is your image blindness?
no, I want to offer that the reason why these things I find this fascinating is because, again, we talk a lot about what it's like in our own heads. I have a hard time understanding or believing that there are people who cannot see images in their heads, who do not talk, who do not have like an inner dialogue, who don't see that you take the right at the third tree on Walnut Drive or whatever. But there are humans that don't have these things in their brains.
Of course.
And I'm not, and there's no judgment. I'm just fascinated by it.
You know what I just thought of? That blue and black dress that's also gold and white.
Yeah.
I was looking at it it like came through my feed the other day and I laughed and I just thought I would, hey kid, what do you see? And at that moment I was seeing blue and black and they looked at it literally sitting next to me in the same light, facing the same direction, all the things, white and gold. And we just don't know what other people are thinking. So even as you say, I can't believe there are people who don't come up with pictures. And I'm agreeing with you. I'm like, yeah. And they don't talk to themselves in their head. How is this even possible? My kid really did see a gold and white dress. And my brain breaks every time.
You know what's really interesting about that, Sarah, is I actually just yesterday heard about a study about the genes we share with our mothers as opposed to sort of the genes we share with our fathers, sort of like, hairlines and stuff like that. One of the things that we supposedly share, which is why it's really interesting of what you said, with our mothers is the way we see color. And one of the examples they used is if you look at that dress chances are better. So it's not like it's, it's genes. It's not like it's a 100%, but chances are better that the kids will see those images the same as their mothers. So I find that interesting.
I have also looked at that image and seen it the first time out as white and gold. So it's very interesting that this go round it was blue and so.
Well, then there's also the and I don't know if this is getting off topic as far as like what we're seeing in our imagination, but then you scroll through some social platform and you see like an image and it says, "Do you see two faces or do you see a chalice?" Or
I
and
see all of it.
or like what letter do you see or what and the whole like hook is we can determine what type of ADHD you have or if you are neurodiverse or they're able, and I bite on a lot of this stuff just because it's interesting, but like there's also a big sales component to it too,
Yeah.
They want you to buy the app or
well, it's truly, are you looking
test.
at positive space or negative space? Really what it is. And
go on.
most of us can see both of those things. So what they're trying to do is have you bite on what did you see first.
Yeah. Right.
And is there any science to the I see, for example, negative space first?
I'm not sure if there I'm sure there is, but I'm not sure what the true science is to that versus just being clickbait to try to have you take their test.
I mean, that's what I've
and
always
then charge you for the results.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm not sure.
Well, so go ahead, Rudy.
If someone asks you a question, or if you're asking someone a question, isn't there a narrative in your head that wants you to ask that question? Like when you're asking someone a question, it's not just I'm going to ask this question. Something's going on in your head as to why you're asking the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife says no. I'm just asking the
I'll
question.
go one step further, Jason.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? What made you? What was before that? No, I'm just asking the question. So you're telling me nothing in your head before was prompting you to ask this question? No.
I'll go one step further. If you feel like you're asking a question that nobody else is willing to ask, or it might be like you're in a group of people, how do you feel? Because I can feel it. Like on the inside, I'm like, should you ask that question? Nobody else is asking that question. Totally. Like there's this whole thing, and I feel like this thing coming up, and it's that impulse control where I then
and did you get like a flutter?
Yeah, and as it comes up my body, it's like I can hear internally. I'm going like, is that going to derail people? Are people going to think badly of me? But nobody's asking it. Shouldn't we know the answer? Like it's all of this stuff.
Well,
and before I feel like
I question. I should ask it. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Isn't it a good question? Is anyone else going to ask it?
Yeah.
This motive, right? It's like you have a motive. Like asking a question doesn't require a motive. I mean, like to your
not necessarily a motive, but there's something. There had to be something behind it that said, "Ask this question."
Right. How does
Are you going to the store today? It's not just a question that popped up. There's something.
She wants to get you. So you're jumping ahead to like, okay, what do you want me to get you at the store? Let's cut this initial question and just jump to the request.
There's something behind it. She says no.
Why does that matter to you?
Because sometimes there are questions asked out of the blue, like why'd you say that, or why'd you ask me that? I just did. And I'm in this argument immediately, like there had to be something before that prompted you to ask the question. And it's almost not like I'm looking for a deeper meaning into the question or the statement. It's just like, what are you thinking before that? Right before that, what were you thinking? Nothing. But anytime I ask a question, like Krista was saying, there's a lot going on. And if I think about why I asked a question, I could give you probably a simple answer.
Well, let's just start with
there's nothing behind it.
Let's just start with the other thing you said.
I don't understand it. That's mind-blowing to me.
When is the last time you thought nothing? I mean, let's go one step back on what Lisa's saying. When is the last time that you had a clear mind and thought nothing. And Sarah's going to say, this morning when I meditated. So besides Sarah, when is the last time that your brain thought nothing? Because even if I meditate, I mean, I try. There's no nothing.
I'm going to time you out and tell you I actually did have to work real hard today for this. And how I did it was I had to do my cat cows on my bed and bounce a little like a little kid. And I did that for a good 3 to maybe even 5 minutes. I just did it and breathing and breathing and breathing. And I looked like a fool and I felt like a fool and it was a blast and my brain was gone.
But you were thinking about breathing. You were thinking about your breathing.
Allowed. That's allowed. Shut up. That's allowed.
That's allowed.
I don't know.
I don't know when the last time it shut down. For me, like waking hours, even sleeping. I mean, the dreams recently have been extremely vivid. I don't know why. Crazy. Crazy dreams.
Your dreams, actually. Can we time out and hear all about your dreams first?
The dreams? The dreams are people are showing up in the dreams like I don't know why they're showing up.
Like Moses parting the sea.
I mean, and I haven't dreamt in a long time.
Ooh.
Like I haven't dreamt in a long time. Now, I will say, to be very candid, I've stopped smoking marijuana.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, there's a
Because I felt a little
and-
out of control. Not out of control, but just like, I'm like, no, I'm done. Just stop. And since then, I started dreaming again.
yeah,
And it's just,
in color.
it's definitely in color. They're extremely vivid.
Yeah.
I can't really, during the moment, they're heavy and thick and they seem like they're
Do you have
3 hours long.
awareness? Do you have an awareness that it's a dream while you're in the dream? Like if something bad happened, could you say this is a dream, I'm leaving?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And then the next day, it kind of sticks with you.
Mhm.
You know, if you're involved in a TV show or a book, it's sort of it's this aura around you that follows you around. People look like people, characters from
Yeah.
the show or from the book. Same thing with the dreams. Like things will pop up the next day, like, I think you were in my dream. Or that person was in my dream. Like they'll
'Cause
just pop up.
There are people who don't dream in color. And there are people who don't dream ever, but there are people who don't remember their dreams. I'm
And
not
I
sure.
wish I could kind of analyze what's going on, but people that not that I've talked about or even thought about or just pop up in the dream. Why is this person in my dream? And just it's occupying my head sometimes. The next day, like the dream is like it's just kind of following me around.
Well,
And,
your
like, if the
subconscious
dream
is trying to
pop
tell
up-
you something. I mean, that's where we work
No.
out. Like we work out so much shit in our sleep. And so if you
Right.
can sort of try to capture it or write it down immediately when you wake up or vibe around it a bit, like your subconscious is working some stuff out.
Yeah.
And it's probably
Yes.
super excited that for whatever reason that it's accessible to you again.
I'll tell you this, one of the dreams, I mean, it's just, this part is very
This
vivid.
is what Sarah's been waiting
Look at
for.
I was in,
Sarah
like,
is
a
just
weird-
geeked
I
up
know.
right now.
I was in this weird
Wait,
place.
before
I
you
felt
get
like I was
started-
out of the country somewhere.
Before you get started, I used to have, and I've lost it because it's separated from the binding, a dream dictionary. And if I still had it, I would be pulling it out right now. But go on. So start
Right,
over.
like if there's a whale in
Yeah.
my dream, like what does that mean? But anyway, I was very uncomfortable in like a very crowded space. Felt like I was out of the country somewhere. And nothing was familiar with me. And it was almost like a bar kind of area. And I felt very uncomfortable. I didn't know a lot of people. Lisa was elsewhere. I couldn't find Lisa. And then like I came up to a big group of people. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, this, we're all improvers. And I'm like, you are? Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. I am too. I am too. What can, how, and then it kind of fizzled out a little bit. It was like, um,
And they started doing where work.
Was there a whale?
zip zap zap is what happened. I was like, I'm so comfortable.
Stop.
I'm really comfortable. Um,
My
but I
God.
couldn't, I mean, and then I had a friend in the kind of in the same dream who by the end of the dream, he mentioned that he had inadvertently murdered someone, nicest guy in the world. He had murdered someone, and I'm thinking this guy's a doctor, and now he's got to go back. How is he going to go back? He's probably going to spend a couple of years in prison now. But I couldn't really tell, how the murder happened or the thing. I just felt really bad for him.
Think of all the people he could treat in prison.
A lot. He's an orthopedic. Well, but
Orthopedist. What?
just my brain's been very active and it follows me the next day. And weird stuff happens where it's like, I think you were in my dream. I had this dream where I was going into I went into someone's house, right? Like it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it was a friend, but
I hope so.
it was like an old girlfriend or something. And like her husband or something came out of the room. He's like, "Who's this? Who's this guy?" And I was like, very startled. And then the dream kind of fizzled out. You know what I mean? But I tried to figure out what was going on. Well, the next day, a girl who I hadn't seen, family friend, I hadn't seen her in probably 25, 30 years. She walks past me at the golf course. She says, "Jason." I said, "Amy?" And then it felt like she was the one who was in my dream. I didn't say that to her, but I was like, so interesting. I don't know.
Sarah, you had a look. I want to know what that look was.
I'm
Who
just
wants to
loving
go to the dictionary and check out what
yeah,
that's all
like
about?
all of it.
I will say that the sleep research is very interesting now, and because I remember there was a time where people were like, why do we even have to sleep? What's the point? Well, they're finding out so much about what we process and how we process and organize things and metabolize things, and it's very necessary for us, just maybe just like nervous system wise or just whatever. And you know, I listened to this podcast about drinking alcohol and the studies they were doing, and you don't go into certain phases of sleep if you're a chronic drinker. You're just not
Same
going
with
into those phases of
marijuana.
sleep.
Hot.
And I think the same thing with marijuana, Jay. Like it's like you're and now your brain's able to go into these different phases of sleep and work these things out and metabolize these things, and it's
It's
probably
energizing. It's very
wow.
energizing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited to dream again. Like,
Yeah.
because it's like there's so much wonderment the next day, figuring it out and why. And, did I think about this person recently? Did I see a picture but not actually take it in? Was it a subconscious just like flipping through something and that person, was that name mentioned? Why am I in a bar in Switzerland? Like
Oh, now it's Switzerland where the improv.
it was a Norwegian country,
Well, I just think that I mean
a
I think it's all
Scandinavian
magical.
country.
I think it's all great, magical. And so I we
It
probably
is
have
magical.
we'll probably have to go here soon just because I know someone has to have a heart out so they can go probably I don't know, Michael pick up kids or something.
Cool.
But before that, I'm curious because and maybe this is a question to have if we have Lindsay back on our local sleep
Ooh,
specialist.
Our sleep
But
yeah.
Lindsay Scola. But what is like, I feel like the odd in my ADHD, I'm learning more and more where I've gotten hung up in the past on the rules. So if someone says you should be sleeping 8 hours a night and I can't, I feel like I am a total failure. I'm starting to let go of that stuff and realize that those are just general things, but that rule comes in. And when I can't hit the rule, I really struggle. And that's one of the things I'm working on. But so how long do y'all sleep? Just, I mean, if in general, how long do y'all sleep every night? Like as a good comfortable spot? Because
Well,
I'm
usually doing
regulated
if
on
I
a
sleep
schedule,
7 or
but
more
I
hours, I'm the next day.
7.
It is 7's too much for me. I'm a
Okay.
5 to 6 hours.
5 to 6. Okay.
Wow.
I'm 6.
I can't see if I know that I am groggy the next day if I'm 7 hours. I'm mentioned all the time.
I'm 6. 6 is my good. It's sometimes I'll like once or twice a
5 to
week I'll do
6 is good.
7. Like sometimes like once or twice a week I'll do 7 and I'm like, okay, caught up or whatever. But really for the most part, 6.
Yeah, I'm a 7. I try like there was this one TikTok or whatever I saw where this ADHD coach was saying like 8 hours. You need hours, no
Do it.
excuses, get 8 hours. Like she was just like adamant about it's got to be 8. And like I have that thing that happens at night where it's like no one's going to tell me when to go to bed, so it's like so so I'll end up getting like between 6 and 7 usually.
I will scroll
but
if
every
I
night
want
I'm
to.
thinking like I should go to bed. Like, am I tired?
Yeah.
Like it's okay. Like it's midnight, but I get up at 4.
Sarah, what's yours? That makes me nervous. Sarah, what's yours?
All y'all are wimps, man. If I could, I would. 10 hours, yes, please. It's so fun. I love my bed. But I will say that if I have a lot
There's
going
other things you can do in bed, Sarah, besides sleep. You can love your bed.
show for children and like that's not my married life to go.
Sorry. So 10 hours you love.
I mean,
Wow.
yeah, and that's not very often, but like I totally can luxuriate and sleep my ass off.
What's your average?
Well, it really depends, but if when I'm in top peak form and I've got stuff going on, I find that it's about between 6 hours, 50 minutes and 7 hours and 50 minutes. So there's about an hour, but roughly 7 to 8.
I only say that because I mean I could go to bed at 9:30 and wake up 6 hours later. I could go to bed at midnight and wake up 6 hours later. Like I mean, for me, it's like boom, that is
I
what it
can
is.
absolutely function on and happily on even 5 hours of
Oh
sleep
yeah, me too.
if I'm exercising and getting a lot of outside time. But
Gotcha.
in my sedentary life of desk work and bullshit, I think it's unhealthy and my body's like, you need to extra sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I quickly ask one more question just about dreams? Just going back to dreams.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever, this happens to me, well, more often now. Have you ever just been walking around and you know it's a dream you had? It's not real. It was a dream. Part of that dream just pops in your head. Have you ever had that? Like a dream from way back? And you're
Yeah.
like this, oh, that was a dream. I remember that. And like it stuck with you.
Like a deja vu thing?
Kind of, but it's kind of vivid. Like it just, and it's dreams that I haven't had recently. They're from way back.
I had a dream, Jason, I had a dream years ago on the film that we're doing now that I'm reluctant to say the actor in case the actor who is doing the role ever hears this, but I had a dream and it's a very famous that I was in a meeting with a very, very famous actor to play this role. And he shook my hand, hugged me, and said, "Let's do this." And I felt the hug. Like it was visceral. And I can still see it. I can tell you what he was wearing. I can tell you what the room looked like. I mean, it was as if, like, it was real.
But you're thinking about it. Has it ever, you've just been walking around and
absolutely. Are you kidding me? It's one
for
of
no
my
reason, just pops in.
Yeah, it's sort of one of my brain goalposts to say that this thing that I'm doing that's taken so long is worth it. And even if that's not the actor who's going to play that role and the person who we have playing the role is going to be wonderful and fantastic, just the let's do this is a cheerleader that pops up in my brain a lot. If I ever meet the real guy, it'd be awesome. I would tell him that. But yeah. So anyway, and on that note, I think we probably need to start to wrap it up.
Peace out.
Yes. Peace out. So
well, thanks everyone. We had a full crew today.
we did.
This
so
is
whether
how our brains work.
whether you see images or not, whether you have the misphonia and you hear stuff or not, whether you have all of it or just some of it, our brains are kind of magical. So I don't know what else there is to say about that.
Pleasant dreams.
Pleasant dreams. For Jason and Sarah and Michael and me, Krista. We will see you next time.
If you like this episode of This Is How My Brain Works, please like, subscribe, and share. This podcast is the creative work of This Is How My Brain Works. It is not authorized for use in training, development, or refinement of artificial intelligence or machine learning systems. Any attempt to copy, analyze, or repurpose this audio for AI training is explicitly prohibited.